Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, helping to build and enrich the cultural life of Greater Kalamazoo.
Welcome to Kalamazoo Lively Arts, the show that takes you inside Kalamazoo's vibrant creative community and explores the people who breathe life into the arts. I'm John Koch here at Miller Auditorium. On today's show, we stop by the Park Trade Center to sit down with Inja Cho, painter and advocate who made her home in Kalamazoo. Meet Nicholas Baxter, also known as Nick the Drummer, and see how he infuses art with advocacy. And connect with Marta Williams, a talented spinner and fabric artist who creates clothing from scratch.
Today I'm visiting with Marta Williams, who's a weaver and a spinner. She's going to show me how to actually spin yarn, and you've got to check out the dress that she made. We're trying to figure out what the easiest one for me to try to learn, right? The pedal, holding on to the yarn.
Okay, I'm going to have you pedal.
Okay.
We're going to make the wheel go around clockwise, and I'll help you get started.
Is there a certain...
That's good size, and you can see it's going to keep,
Oops.
You want to keep going clockwise, so you have to keep going fast enough to go clockwise.
Fast enough to go clockwise.
Fast enough to keep it going clockwise. You can see this goes, and what it's doing, it's twisting this, and I'm just going to feed it in there slowly.
This is harder than it looks. You must have really strong leg muscles, huh?
So my right hand is preventing the twist from going any further up into the rest of the roving. And I'm allowing the wheel to pull the yarn in as you are, and there I just...
I've already got leg fatigue. Do you ever get leg fatigue?
Yes, yeah. So, if you want, you want to try? All right.
Oops. It broke off.
It broke off.
Is that my fault?
No.
So Marta, tell me a little bit about the Weavers Guild of Kalamazoo. I know they celebrated a 50th anniversary.
Its official start for the Weavers Guild of Kalamazoo was back in 1968, hence the 50 years.
Right.
Prior to that, there were a group of the same women who met pre-Weavers Guild of Kalamazoo. So it was in the works for a while before 1968, but the first official meeting was in 1968. There were 19 women who started the guild. We call them our charter members. The member number has swelled to over 120.
And then tell me about the book. You brought a book along.
I did. To help celebrate our 50th anniversary, we have published a book that covers the yearbook swatches. Every year we publish a directory since 1973, and in that directory the cover contained a piece of fabric. So what we've done is that we have shown all of these pieces of fabric in this book. You open this up, try and find a good one. This is for 1996, 1997. This is a close-up of the fabric. And if you open it up...
And is that called a particular style?
Well, this one was actually a Bateman weave. Dr. Bateman was a weaver. He was a chemist who became a weaver, and he did a lot of different types of weave structures. So this is actually one of the Bateman weave structures also. The
little history there of the weaver.
The weaver.
Esther James, and she was a charter member. We were just talking about that.
Yes. She's over 100 years old. She just stopped weaving last year.
Esther's favorite weaving goes in one direction, Bateman. This goes, your dress goes in one direction. Wow, and this goes.
And then this is the shorthand that weavers use in order to create the...
It looks like a very complicated pattern.
Once you know it, it's not so bad. All right. I'm going to back it up a little bit.
Okay.
And you're going to take this, I'm going to pull it apart a little bit. So your forward hand, and it can be right or left.
Like that?
You're going to hold it, but not, you're going to allow it, you're not going to pinch it so tight that it can't move through it, but you're going to pinch it tight enough that it just won't pull it in.
Okay.
And with this hand, you'll
Straighten
sort of guide it and straighten it and make it the width you want it.
Let's
right.
give it a try.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Because it's going to pull on you. All right, so you're going to keep it between your fingers. Keep going. Pull this back.
Oops, it's going to tear, right?
Nope. If you keep it, let it twist a little tighter. There, that should be good.
Oops.
But you did it.
Oh my God, this is stressful. This isn't relaxing.
There's what you did.
Look at how uneven it is.
You know, experienced spinners, this is how everybody starts. In fact, this is pretty good because lots of times it's really, really cool.
And I wasn't even working the pedal.
Well,
that's with help. That's pretty. It's way different.
That's Gail Ross. It's a 2-block twill. You can see that the direction of the weaving goes in one direction.
Oh yeah.
And
this kind of goes, does that kind of go across like that? And this one slips to the side?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are beautiful. Another pattern that I liked was the next page. This one is really unusual.
So this is an overshot pattern, and that is where you have a ground cloth that holds the whole thing together, but your pattern or
What does that mean,
you
a
see,
ground cloth?
A ground cloth would be your over, under, over, under, over, under. So that's what stabilizes this, because as you can see, if you can see closely,
long pieces.
There's long
Yes.
floats on this, and if you only had those, the fabric would be really sleazy.
Unstable,
It would be
yeah.
unstable.
And what's interesting is even this looks different. Like this is more of a perfect kind of yarn, and then you go up here, and it's kind of the texture of this. It just
Yes.
kind of pops.
That is part of what is the allure of weaving. I mean, someone can do this same pattern but use different yarns, and you can get a totally different feel.
Right.
Experienced spinners always start out this way, but as you get more experience, you make more even yarn. And lots of times you want to have like a novelty, what they would call a novelty yarn,
Yeah.
where it has clumps.
Well, that is
It's not
definitely a
even.
novelty yarn.
Yours.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Inja, a painter, an artist. When did you pick up that first brush? Did you know it was meant to be?
I always painted, even when I was little. I cannot remember how far I can go back since I started painting, but I painted professionally, it's only since 2010, because I had a different occupation, thinking that I will make more money doing different things like graphic design, something that relates to art. And then things happened. For a reason, that's my motto. I have a spinal cord injury.
Spinal cord injury.
Yeah, so I'm a survivor. And then I went back to school in 2008. So it's a long story.
Let's bring you to today. What's your art?
My paintings, I use different mediums, encaustic, which I'll be talking about a little bit, oil, acrylics, any water media, pencils, oil, pastel, all kinds of stuff. So
Crayon in between?
yep, that too. So I use all kinds of media that I can think of and try to bring out the colors and textures, because to me, colors and textures are symbol of life.
Okay, I'm ready to be an artist, just like you. What are we going to do?
Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of encaustic painting.
Okay, all right.
Normally, we have to have a nice ventilation, maybe fan going, and maybe
Gas mask.
Gas
Yeah,
mask.
yeah, but we're not going to go that intense.
We're not going to that detail,
Okay, all
but
right.
so what I want you to try
Yes.
is use the encaustic paint. This
Okay.
is a hot palette.
Oh, so keep my fingers
It's
away.
just beeswax,
Okay.
pure beeswax, and it's hot. As long as you don't go over 200, you're safe.
Okay, all right.
And
thank you,
then
thank you.
I'm going to have you fuse with the heat gun.
So where do we
Yeah.
start?
So I'm going to have you try, let's say, First, how about we do abstract landscape?
Sounds good.
So this is going to be
Yeah.
sky.
Yep.
It's going to be
Right.
grass, maybe.
All right.
So I'm going to have you try.
Okay.
Melt
Okay.
the
What do I
encaustic.
do with this?
Let's do it this way, like melt it. It's a hot
All right,
pellet.
I'm melting it. Oh, how do we do?
And then, perfect.
Okay,
And then you mix
then we
it.
mix it together for the
Yep.
sky, left-handed. Okay, ready to, now
Yep.
just kind of go,
Yep, cover the
this?
sky. Yeah.
oh, let's make it a blue sky. Why
Sure.
not? It's better than a gray
You know,
sky.
use a little bit of blue
Okay,
also.
put this down here.
Yep.
Melt this. Wow, I could take over your studio tomorrow, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Not.
Isn't it
All right,
fun?
so it is kind of fun, isn't it? Okay,
Yeah,
just kind of.
and then once
Now what? Okay.
one layer is applied,
Okay.
as you can see, it solidifies,
It solidifies
right away
already,
because
okay.
it's wax-based.
So, how do you know what to paint?
Good question, actually. Because I'm a survivor, a spinal cord injury survivor, I have a lot of side effects. I have like enormous burning sensation on my left side of the body. So when I come to my studio, depending on what kind of mood or what kind of feelings I'm in, sometimes like, the nerve pain it's undescribable. So it's like sometimes it's like burning hot, or sometimes like really cold. So if that morning is like more burning than cold, unconsciously I will use more like red or more abstract paintings. But I don't want to like focus on my pain. If you kind of imagine what I do every day here in my studio, every strokes I make using my brush or any tools that I use to paint, I try to put my feelings of gratitude into every dots I make. So even though you see, let's say, landscape paintings, you can imagine the feelings of gratitude and my emotions in the back. And that's what I try to have viewers to see. I don't have to explain what they are, but I'm praying that they will see how happy I am, how grateful I am.
So we're picking this up, and I'm turning this on.
And we'll fuse it. So
Fuse it.
Yep.
It's like blowing my hair.
Yeah, so
Okay,
I'm gonna
here,
help you a little bit. There you go.
Oh, look at that go! Oh my God!
So you gotta actually control it, the heat level, because if you go too far,
Slow me down, Captain.
there.
Wow!
Oh, you see the bubbly
Yeah,
water
I'm
droplet?
doing so
Kinda
well.
Perfect.
You're a good teacher.
Perfect.
Okay, now what? Turn it off, right?
Turn it off.
Okay.
And then you see, oh, it's like a cloud.
It is like a cloud.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
And then you let it harden.
How much of your work is encaustic versus back to your oils? And
Oils or acrylics. I used to do mainly oil. Okay, that's my step. And then when I discovered about encaustic, I did a lot of encaustic paintings. But it's a very hard medium to work with because you gotta wear a mask, you gotta ventilate the room.
Art therapy, big time important.
Art became a huge medium for me as far as the healing process goes. So art helped me tremendously, mentally, not only mentally, but also my physically, because you gotta constantly move. So when I thought about that, there gotta be a group of people who needs my, maybe, my
Inspiration,
story. Yeah, inspiration. So I looked around. I even called hospitals and to see if I can volunteer, like let's say Children's Hospital, to help them like paint. But during the summer, usually I go outside of the state. I happen to be involved in International Women's Arts Festival. It's invitation only. So I got invited by one of the Korean artists in Korea when I was visiting my family. It's a huge international show, like 25 countries, over 100 women artists, which give female artists a voice. Let's say I'm gonna make an abstract sky. Just carve it.
Wow.
You wanna try?
Yeah.
You could just follow the line.
Just follow the line. I love it.
Yeah, and then you carved it, right?
And I carved it, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, that kind of.
You can make a line.
I can make lines. I can make sunshine, a triangle.
Yeah.
Wow.
You see that?
Wow.
let's say, and then you gotta fuse it again.
Oh, one more fusing?
Yeah, a lot of fusing, a lot of applying.
Here we go, last step for me. Melt, baby, melt. And
There
this
you
is
go,
called
beautiful.
encaustic work.
See that?
That's good.
Beautiful, there you go.
All right, we're almost there. Voila.
So here's the sky. I was gonna make some sunset here and
Yes.
then maybe a little grass.
That'll be happy for the next time
Yeah.
around. Thank you very much.
That's how you do it, like over 20 layers,
love it.
repeating the
All
process.
right, we are artists. Thank
You
you
did
very
a
much.
good job.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Here we are in downtown Kalamazoo, where we are going to talk to Nick Baxter. We'll call him Nick the drummer. He's all about community here in Kalamazoo. He's going to teach us how about community, and we're going to hear him strumming on the guitar.
Music. It is a cultural constant, a master of conscience, a cacophony of creativity consistently corresponding with consciousness.
All right, let's talk arts. When did you pick up your first guitar?
Yeah, so actually I have this big scar on my finger. I'm a drummer by trade, and when you have a scar on your finger and you have to get something, it's very, very detrimental and it's kind of depressing, and I'm like, I can't do this without music. So I got myself a loop pedal and I began to play softly on guitar and create melodies with this guitar. And after a while, you know, it kind of developed into being able to include my percussion, to include my guitar, to play keyboard, to do all these different things that I can just on the fly create music.
And how about the poetry? What's this all about?
Oh man, the winter of 2014, I met a man named Fable the Poet at a local open mic called Put Up or Shut Up. And he still remains a very good friend of mine. But I think it was like, you know, I had been reading it, I'd never heard it. And I think that was a big catalyst in my life to be able to realize that people are walking up on stage and just expressing pictures of their life to people. That was so powerful for me. And that was like, it enabled me to realize that I have a story and I have a history to my life that is, you know, it's difficult and it's traumatic, but at the same time, it's kind of transformed me into who I am now and like allowed me to do all these good things. I get kind of deep too, you know, there's difficult times in life, and I feel like writing is a key to getting through them.
All right, pen in hand, paper on lap, and I turn to you, Nick the drummer, Nick the philosopher. What are we going to work on here?
So this is kind of like a journal entry reflection. It was recommended to me by Pastor Ruth Mordyke from a book that she had read. So there are 3 things you saw, 3 things you heard, draw something, and then 1 thing to remember.
So this all has to happen today, what I saw today and what I heard today?
Right.
So I saw a microphone. I saw a child with headphones. I wonder if I have to reflect on that. And I saw a car. I'll also give you the compliment of a community artist. I mean, you can be, you know, at the snap of a finger, you're on, right? How does that work?
You know, I step into things and just hope for the best. That's one. But, you know, there are good people who are creating this community in very, very intricate and peculiar ways, and I am always curious about learning new things. And I think, you know, sometimes the best music will only be created if no one knows what's going to happen, you know, so that's kind of the biggest thing. You know, with Bahar Ensemble, this Middle Eastern ensemble, I train and I rehearse and I think about this music because it's not very familiar to me in my world. With Last Gasp Collective, you know, we are this amazingly powerful family of musicians, and like that is very much a sense of loving to be a part of the wave, you know. And I think also just kind of like freelance, any other, you know, like I don't want to say like just gigs that I have, like just knowing I can do it. You know, I've had so much history behind me of playing music that like when people ask me to play something, I have a pretty good idea of how to really support that. Three things you heard.
I heard a dog bark. That was early in the morning. I heard a music video. I heard street traffic. You asked me to draw something?
Yeah. A picture of something you saw today, or things you're thinking about, maybe.
Things I'm thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
My new cat.
Yeah. What's his name? You gotta put his
Oh,
name
his
down there,
name?
too. Yeah.
Yoda.
Yoda.
I need to feed Yoda.
Beautiful kitty
Okay,
you
beautiful
have.
kitty. Last.
And then one thing to remember from today.
Let's fill up our days with adventures.
That is beautiful.
How's that?
Beautiful.
I understand you're a good photographer.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I am, I have a lot of good opportunities. So I have my little handy dandy cell phone, and I get the best camera that I can, and I try and take beautiful pictures of people mostly. Like sometimes there are like naturescapes and things. I was in the mountains recently, so I got a lot of good shots of that. But yeah, and then I take them and I print them, and I do these big galleries and things for people to see what's happened in my life, pretty much.
The beauty of freelance.
Yeah.
You're doing what you love, which includes a project you're working on.
Yeah, of course. So it's going to be 4 acts. So it's God, insanity, love, and happiness. And each of these tracks kind of have their own character. I plan to release it in the spring, and it's going to be released under my name, Nick the Drummer. So, and this, I mean, all of it is a kind of consortium of the sounds I've collected from the years of doing all these things. So, and I think also it's a lot of me explaining how I see the world, you know, how like God relates to me, how depression and manic anxiety have just driven me crazy, how, you know, I fall in love like really quickly and easily and, you know, a million times a day, and how like people make me happy in the end of the life. And I think that that's like a good conclusion of it.
What to do with this?
Well, so I usually catalog them and just use them. In the future, I'll look back on these pages that I have. Some of them help me to like encourage writing that I'm doing, or just help me to see where I was at the time when this took place.
Do this daily?
Yep.
Great. Thank you for this.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of Kalamazoo Lively Arts. Check out today's show and other content at wgvu.org. We leave you tonight with an original performance by Nicholas Baxter. I'm John Koch. Have a great night.
Across the oceans and many seas, mountain tops and valleys below, from the earth's cool surface to the tips of the tallest trees, beginnings and endings of rivers flow. Say, there exists love in life where peace and joy abound, abundant, fruitful, and sound. Maybe it's in stillness, silence, and serenity, or the hustle and bustle of the sleepless city. Say love, 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 do. Are we not all members of the human race? Maybe different colors, yet we wear the same face, with the letter in our hearts and wisdom in our minds and a G in our hands, with which we can build the parts. So we are composed of stardust as the universe expands, almost 15 billion years until something demands an answer. Philosophy, psychology, biology, religion, dissecting reality in search of a definition. For God's children said we are just that, rather pieces of a puzzle, caretakers of an image of Mother Earth's skin. Now we're turning it to rubble only insects can exist in. Look at that ant on the ground. Would it not be profound to know exactly how it feels sound? Would it not be amazing to know exactly what your neighbor is thinking, or exactly why everyone is so concerned with being that we are but particles of dust in an infinite ocean, where obtaining meaning is a must through your senses? Is it sensible to trust something so deceptive? Maybe just because we can't be still. I said meditate, 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 man. Raise your frequencies and be as simple as that ant. Feel the vibrations so stimulated, transcendent and ephemeral. The music makes the happy people said, regardless of our place in the universe, regardless if we're all just scattered dust, there's something as small as us is still capable of something as big as love. Yeah. There's something as small as us is still capable of something as big as love. Yeah. There's something as small as us is still capable of something as big as love. Yeah. There's something as small as us is still capable of something as big as love. Yeah. There's something as small as us is still capable of something as big as love. Across the oceans and many seas, mountain tops and valleys below. From the earth's cool surface to the tips of the tallest trees, beginnings and endings of rivers flow. There exists love in life where peace and joy abound, abundant, fruitful, and sound. Maybe it's in stillness, silence and serenity, or the hustle and bustle of the sleepless city. Say love, la da da do 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 do, love. Say love, 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 love yourself.
Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, helping to build and enrich the cultural life of Greater Kalamazoo.